life, and obviously it's very important to you. But if you burn out on it, it's only going to hurt your performance, and letting it kind of sit for a little bit and figuring out what you want to analyze about these games is certainly a good spot to be in. And both these teams, they've worked really hard, and I know that we have a word from Skyward to his fans. So let's take a listen to what his message is to the fans.
I would say this is a general statement going towards North America, but I think this is a region where we have an exuberant amount of talent, but not enough work ethic to prove it. And I think we've seen a lot of times South America, especially, is starting to blossom simply because they're putting in all the work that most North American players aren't willing to put in. So I guess this is a message to North America. It's time to wake up, and it's time to start playing actual Dota. Start putting in more effort, because honestly, coasting in Div 2 for us, that's not enough. We want more. We're not here to settle for Div 2, and we hope that everyone else is able to push us to be a better team, because we want to do the exact same for them.
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna say that didn't age well. We're not gonna settle for Div 2. We're gonna get eliminated from Div 2.
Yeah, I don't know when that was recorded, but
Look, I love Scar. It's just funny hearing him talk all serious. Like we're not good enough. Like Div 2, like we want to go higher than that. And no, they're 0-6 now.
Well, maybe next qualifiers into Div 2, they won't settle for Div 2 and go to Div 1.
I like it.
But it's a long road. I'll salvage what was said, and maybe next tour it'll.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. I've woken up. It's Monday, and I'm just I'm ready to flame today. You know, I gotta be careful.
Monday flamethrowers on.
It's like what you were saying about Ash and his team. Like, they get angry and they're like, okay, we're gonna sleep on this. That's always good life advice. If you're upset about something, don't make a decision or action in the moment. Sleep on it first, if you can, and come back the next day and see if you're still upset.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it. Easier said than done. But if you can definitely let yourself kind of settle, it works. Like Nat was saying, she's playing just 2 games of Dota a day. You let the wins settle, and then you go to the next day of Dota. It's a good way to do it.
Nope.
Getting those victories. Interested to see how these lanes kind of set up going into this first game. I'm worried about the Sniper. I don't know why. I just feel like Sniper's a worrying hero in lane. Especially he's going to be up against Ush and the Warden. There's definitely opportunity for him to kind of just get caught in a bad position, avalanche, tossed under tower or something like that, and sprouted up and killed.
Yeah.
Ush can body block.
I think it's okay because your matchup against NP is good. It's just don't let Tiny ever get close to you or on top of you. And Tiny's got the boots, but I feel like it's anything. Ants may be looking this lane like they may have to pull some waves and they can't maybe play the lane fully head on. It's not the easiest of lanes. Especially if I think Tusk should go bottom because the Clockwork versus Nature's Prophet is a pretty bad matchup because you can't reliably battery assault in. The treants are always going to take that damage. So I really like what Eternity is doing, sending Tusk to the safe lane with the Sniper.
It does feel like, though, Argy is just if Moonlight runs at him, you can Frostbite, get a couple of Essence Shifts stacked up, and slowly whittle away this Clockwork if he's not too careful.
Yep. Yeah, I think Clockwork top, his job is just going to be not letting the CM go for some pulls. Oh, geez. Moonlight taking a crap ton of damage there for no real reason, but his job is just to mess with the CM, stop the pulls from happening, trade harass as much as possible, and try and give Skyward as the easiest lane possible. I don't think they're actually looking for kills up here.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's able to accomplish that and how open the game can get here for Skyward. Mid was actually a little bit shaky for a second for RRL. He had 8 stacks of the sticky napalm and was down to 65 health, but he went to an early stick, so he's gonna have that to just heal up a little bit when he's getting those stick charges from the sticky napalm.
And Moonlight continues to take heavy harass up top. I feel like he's not getting the kind of trades you want out of you. I mean, it's hard playing melee 4 against a ranged 5, and not to mention Slark's a hero you don't really want to run at when he's got the level 1 passive, so Moonlight does have to be careful. Every time we've seen him take these harass trades, he's just losing out.
Yeah, and like I said, eventually he'll get such low life where if he wants to go for that, he might just end up dead, especially when level 2 comes around, right? You've got Pounce to Leash or something like that, or Dark Pact with a Frostbite Crystal Nova combo. You won't be able to run away, and That might make things a little bit tough for him.
No. Yeah, a lot of harass down bottom too. Yep. So far, Clockwork's job top has just been blocked the small camp from spawning, and now he's got a courier too. So Moonlight's he's finding ways to impact this game. He can't do much in the lane, and unfortunately, Skyward.
Oh, first blood. That's not what you want to give up, though. Get a courier, you block the camps, but giving up your off-laner, like you said, the goal of the lane is to just make it easy for Skyward, but that's not going to make it easy at all.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think that's more on Skyward than Moonlight, but it's also... Ooh, he may actually... Arceus is overextended a little bit. He gets pushed back in the tower.
Oh, boy. That's a tower shot that'll get the kill. That worked out really well.
That was like a solo kill from a Clockwork. He just trapped him in the tower with battery assault cogs, and then this Clark ran down and got pushed into the tower. It was insane. I don't know what Arceus was doing there, but big feed from him.
Yeah, not exactly pouncing into the right direction or doing anything that would get him out of that. He comes back full health, full mana, so taking the positives out of the negatives. Maybe he can get something going again, but Moonlight certainly happy with that. Picks up a bounty rune for his troubles as well, and yeah, Skyward died, but not awful here for the Clockwork, I would say.
Yep.
It's just about sustaining, and now the Warden actually running away from this Tusk as Carl is going to die to Ush. So, again, playing aggressive but not getting the results and losing the core of the lane, happening both in the off lane and the safe lane for the side of Eternity.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that shouldn't really happen. It was Eternity who were the ones going aggressive, and then they get just punished for it. And just held their ground, and Ush and Warden, I think, have this really good kind of laning synergy that they're always synced up, like, okay, we're going to stand and fight, or we're just going to back off together. And they kind of highlighted there with a nice little turnaround.
Only level 2, so Tiny only has Avalanche when he's heading over mid, but...
Maybe enough.
Westkit's taking a couple shots from the tower. He's going to get a refill on that bottle with the water rune down to or up towards top, so... The bottom one should be help for RRL, but he doesn't have a bottle at the moment. Not actually even going into a bottle. He's going wand with a Blightstone, so...
Yep. He tells his Tiny, just pick it up. Don't give any more runes to the Bat Rider. Interesting take on the mid-Ember versus Bat matchup, not going bottled, feeling like he has plenty of regen with the wand. And this is kind of how you do okay in this lane. You just max out Slight, get the Blightstone, and you just spam Slight on this bat. You keep him as low as possible so that he can't dive your tower. And if he's ever diving your tower to try and kill you, he's got this minus armor that makes him take a lot more damage from those tower shots.
Yeah, and he's also got a Tiny that is willing to rotate. Sometimes you don't have supports that are able to really help you out too much, but Avalanche Toss is certainly an ability or a combo of abilities that might make it so if the Bat Rider does feel like he could get aggressive, he's going to pay for it. Speaking of that, over mid, Burning with the Firefly, but a TP back to base for RRL. Hit that Flame Break to start, and he has gone into the 3-1-1, which is a typical build for the Bat Rider. Feeling also getting a little bit low as he's going to be run down by Moonlight. Cogs around him with the battery assault going off, and eventually the kill will come for the side of Eternity as Moonlight evening up the kill score at 2. Avalanche and a toss onto Erates, but the snowball back towards the Warden puts him towards Ush, and one more right click will get the kill onto the Tusk, but now Ush needs the TP away from Karwa and, well, just has the time to.
Oh, it's so nice. This is half the strength of Nature's Prophet. Now he's going to TP right back bottom. He's looking for a kill on Sniper.
Oh, Karwa? Sprout didn't go around him, but he's got Avalanche from the Warden, so it ends up being in a significant enough time to get a double kill.
Huge. He TP'd base, bought his like treads and wand and I don't know, he bought some items, and he didn't even wait till he was full health. He was already teleporting in with like 2/3 health just to finish off that kill. Amazing aggression coming out from Ant.
2 heroes over mid. Moonlight shows himself and they de-ward. Ush, by the way, he's queued up an Ag's first item for this Nature's Prophet. I know yesterday we saw Orchid come out from an offlane Nature's Prophet Skyward. He's been pounced, but goes to the black hole. The damage out of the Slark, a solo black hole, it works.
Whew. Huge. And yeah, just having these Eidolons early. We saw earlier the Eidolons basically solo killing a CM. Some aggression on mid, but yeah, that's a great use of your first black hole. And that's 2 deaths on Slark. Both were at least somewhat avoidable here. Skyward having a great game on this Enigma despite the early death. He's managed to hit a fast level 6 and...
feeling.
Yep.
He's a +1. Hurt. Oh gosh.
God,
the Wrath of Nature, though, comes through, and they're ending up getting the kill on a Skyward under the tower.
Okay.
But 2 more for this. I I don't know if they really needed the Warden
Yeah.
and RRL to show up.
Like, Ush threw his ultimate, he's like, okay, I'll TP, and then he's like, wait a second, they're already dead. Or at least the Enigma's already dead. RL maybe could have canceled his TP, but wanted to go through with it. He immediately just runs back mid, so he doesn't really miss out on too much. Does have a bottle now, so gets the bottle refilled.
Ush getting chased a little bit. They've got tag teams, some right clicks, and a snowball under the shrapnel. Ush looking like he's just going to drop as Aratus goes to the body blocks, and even with the sprout to try and get a TP away, he's not successful.
That was ambitious TP. They were ready to make sure they finished with that kill, and nice find there for the Eternity safe lane. Koroa has had a rough start to this game with the 2 deaths on Sniper, but that's going to kind of pick him back up, and now we're going to start to see that kind of first rotations out of some of these mid laners. The Ember did make the TP top, but curious to see where some of these fights around power runes now, how they go.
Ooh, double avalanche and the toss. They've got Ush coming over. Frostbite on a Moonlight, Sleight of Fist, Cogs down, and Blessed Kid, he's able to walk away, but Moonlight not so fortunate. Ush getting another kill, and he's top of the net worth by a significant margin so far.
Yeah, just having a great time, even with the 1 death, 4 and 1. Ush, the Axe build has been, other than I think the Orchid yesterday, the build the offliners have primarily gone.
Searing Chains, Avalanche, and popping those Treants with a Remnant forward. RL will get a kill there onto the Tusk, so they smoked right after getting that kill over mid and able to get themselves parlayed into a second one.
Yeah, this is what Ant like to do, though. Come out of the lanes and just look to play super aggressive, use a lot of smokes, try and take some of these early objectives. It's going to have to involve the Nature's Prophet. You've got to carry and Slark that, doesn't want to play necessarily super greedy, but does need to hit at least like a, 1 item timing with like the Echo Saber. So if they're going to try to take early objectives, it's entirely up to playing around Ush's Nature's Prophet.
Warden caught, shards, blocking him in, gets an avalanche out on Akaroa. The Wrath of Nature is going to be sent out as well, but that won't really do the damage needed to turn this at all. Top tier 1 might go down to Skyward. He's just been pushing. He kind of has this lane to himself for the moment.
He's done a really good job just keeping the pressure on. Already has a Arcane Mech. Black Hole's back up in 10 seconds, so even Feeling has to be a little bit careful up here on the Crystal Maiden. Just positioning himself so that he keeps the pressure on. He's leeching XP while not really giving any opportunities for Ant to kill him.
Ember's coming bottom. Avalanche and Karoa starting to throw some right clicks in. Slight Searing Chains a little late, so Karoa's not going to be caught by that. And with this rotation from RRL, they don't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, very odd. Just TP'd in, showed himself, wasn't really, any kind of a real gank attempt, and wasn't even in position to get the power runes, which is really, we're kind of at this stage of the game where power runes are going to dictate a lot of the moves here. If Emperor or Back get these, haste runes and stuff, it makes such a big impact.
Skyward just continuing to do what's working, and that's getting kills by just running down these heroes. He gets one there on the Crystal Maiden, the toss over to RRL, but they've got Moonlight coming in, and well, he no longer has the haste, but he does have the damage to get the kill there on the Warden. They've got the Flame Break, the lasso onto Ush. RRL burning a little bit. Blessed Kid under the tower, taking some tower shots, sprouted up, but Ush as well as RRL going to go down here as the Black Hole lands on both. So a 2K lead for Eternity, and this is probably one of the best starts they've had throughout the entire season.
They showed up ready to play. I mean, Skyward especially has been a real standout on the Enigma so far. The pressure he put on top, and then suddenly he's at bottom, and the crucial timing to get the Emperor. They're not done. Hookshot in bottom. Oh
gosh, the Warden, well, the prisoners are out, and the Warden's dead. Karoa getting a kill there, and he is unstoppable already. I think the rumor mill was a bait. The rumor was we're picking weird things, and we're going to play for fun, but that was all not true. They are playing for real.
Absolutely. This is the kind of Eternity you're like, okay, where's this team been? They've had a few games where they had decent early starts, so this isn't the first time where they come out of the lanes 10, 15 minutes in with a gold lead. So the question is now, can they transition this into having a strong mid game? They've already taken multiple towers, and I think the nice thing with this draft is the Enigma with early Greaves and just the idle on pressure gives you a lot of early momentum that can take Roshan, take early towers, and not just have a good gold lead from winning your lanes. They can actually do something with the gold now.
So what do you do if you're another NA team? Like, what's the game plan to kind of slow down everything that's going on so far? What's the recovery status?
Yeah, you got to pick and choose your fights a bit better. They're definitely going to slow things down and not try and, I think, aggressively make these rotations or take team fights as much. But utilize the fact you have a Nature's Prophet. So you can kind of play more of the map, have Ush, farming somewhere, and kind of splitting the map, force Eternity to, have to push out multiple waves, and that's going to create opportunities to find these ganks. Like heroes like Ember, super mobile, can easily gank side lanes, just make sure those plays are happening, away from enemy towers, for example, where the turnaround can maybe, punish you.
Dota plus 65-35. Is this the biggest number in favor of Eternity so far?
It might be. It's the biggest I've seen.
Man. Ooh, feeling. Hook shot hits. He's got Freezing Field, but not sure that's going to get off here as he's got two heroes joining in. Flame Break lands. Burning, burning, burning. Blessed Kid with another one. And that's a kill on the Crystal Maiden once again.
Yeah, I don't know. CM being on the other side of the river alone there is a very ambitious warding mission.
Well, Blessed Kid's already got Boots of Travel, so right click's coming in from Karawa, who has a Maelstrom already. These two heroes can easily combine for a kill, and Blessed Kid's going to have himself a double. 13-7.
Having this early bots, and once he has BKB as well, the kind of global presence is going to be really tricky to deal with. And yeah, everything is just turning up amazing here for Eternity here in the early game. Top three cores all on their side. Doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot Ant have cooking right now. They've got this Slark who's slowly building towards an Ag Scepter, but it's hard playing Slark when you're behind because your enemy are always ready for a team fight, and Slark can't easily just jump into like heroes that are grouped up in a teamfight scenario until he's built up like Essence Shift, or likely needs a BKB as well. There's so many things that deal with BKB, with Black Hole as well as Batrider Lasso. The Black Hole particularly makes Slark's game really tough here.
I am wondering, as Avalanche comes out onto the Batrider, they've got the toss, but can they get this kill? Snowball into a hook shot. RRL melts, and so does Feeling. They're going to catch the ward in two. Three heroes dying on another NA team. And bottom lane, Black Hole, solo target. Once again, Eidolon damage, the Sprout, the TP attempt, and he's gone. So this time Black Hole doesn't get them anything. So that's not the worst thing in the world, but still losing 3 mid feels pretty bad.
Oh yeah, amazing fight mid, and Skyward, I think, feeling himself a bit too much with how good the game's going. He's like, all right, we're crushing this team fight. I'm gonna kill their core, get a solo Black Hole off. Didn't quite have the damage, ambitious, but nonetheless an amazing outcome for Eternity with everything that happened mid lane. The Batrider just being a little bit too tanky, and Ant not having the damage when you go on him there. I think maybe they were hoping that someone like Nature's Prophet would TP in. But Ush was, busy dealing with an Enigma bottom, so he wasn't able to kind of show up and give that little bit of extra damage they needed to finish off the Batrider.
So I know early on and before this game started, the odds were favoring another NA team, but I'd love to see them now, and it's still pretty heavily favoring another NA team with these odds brought to you by esportsbet.io. I'm surprised they've only shifted so little. But Remnant, Blessed Kid on the run, Searing Chains. Again, you said he was pretty tanky. They go to the Freezing Field. They really want this kill. Blessed Kid's finally going to die. The snowball's in a little bit late, but the Walrus Punch comes through, and Carlo's got himself a kill on an RRL. So Shadow Dance TP out from the Sark. It ends up being a 2-for-1, and all of a sudden, Karwa, who died early on, is 9-2-3 and godlike.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he started, 0-2, and now he's 9-2. So quite the turnaround from a bad laning stage. And I think after this, honestly, Eternity are for sure favored to win this game at this point, regardless of the fact that, Ant has just been the better team and could come back. Like, the way they're playing, the position they're in with their draft is just so dominant right now. There's no real way to deal with Enigma once that kind of BKB Black Hole comes into play. So it just feels like a really tough game where Ant is going to just have to kind of resort to some split push. There's not really any easy way around it, and you're just going to be giving up the entire map to heroes like Sniper and Enigma, who, you don't really win the late game here. That's the problem. Ant kind of have to just stall it out for late game, but that's likely a losing recipe.
Yeah, especially with the fact that Sark only has himself one of the permanent steal on that Essence Shift, and Moonlight, he will die. That's a good one to get. That's going to bring up your farm on the Slark. And I do like the fact that he went away from the Ags. That's just such a long tunnel vision item there. Like, you kind of need something a little bit smaller and more effective, right? And the diffusal blade kind of works in that sense.
Yeah. I think they're realizing they can't just, stall it out and farm it up. So the fact that Slark went this diffusal blade to me says Ant are going to be looking to take some aggressive plays and fights. They're behind, but I think this is how you have to play this game. You're not going to outscale against Sniper Enigma. You want to fight before this Enigma gets BKB. They need to use these next couple of smokes well, and really, the big issue is that they're struggling to keep these lanes pushed out. I think Nature's Prophet's maybe spending too much time farming in the jungle and needs to prioritize pushing out lanes, because I'm looking at mid lane, it's near the tier 2 tower, bottom lane's really pushed up. All these waves are past the river and making it hard for Ant to make aggressive plays on the map, because you've got to address these lanes, and that to me is number one priority right now. And then you want to follow that up by trying to find some kind of smoke play.
Yeah, we'll see when that comes, and I'm kind of interested in what Ant's building right now, because they're going to the Gleipnir on this Nature's Prophet, so even more control. Like, they've got the Ags that adds the Entangle onto the Wrath of Nature, and then, a Gleipnir to add on could be tough for Eternity, as, well, right now, they're the ones jumping in and trying to get a kill on a feeling. There goes the Wrath of Nature. There's the root on a couple of these heroes. Sleight of Fist, no chains, Remnant over to the side. Black Hole's going to be used, but stopped immediately. Skyward in some trouble. They get the kill on Iratus, as well as Skyward. Us trying to TP out, but there's the late lasso. Should have the damage and will fall. I believe the Eidolon's adding on to that, and Blessed Kid's going to be able to TP away, as they do end up getting the kill on Ush.
Yeah. Still an okay fight for Ant. All things considered, that was the Batrider's BKB lasso. That was the, Enigma Black Hole going down. So they want to just keep fighting now here. Argus is charging forward.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stop.
Be careful.
The problem is Carl is doing a lot of damage. Oh, boy. Shadow Dance not available. That means that's a dead Slark. Fighting into that is not worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Sniper having the Dagger of Ristal, so able to just increase his damage even more. That's such a nice neutral line for Sniper to have when you're just sitting back. If nobody's on you, you're like, yeah, I'll give up 100 health for 40 damage. And yeah, Slark is really struggling. He's able to get on one hero, but if it's not the Sniper's just going to sit there and pew you. And even when you have the Shadow Dance, if there's stuff like Shrapnel down, Firefly down, there's so much damage on the ground. Midnight Pulse, another one. There's all these AoE area of effect damage spells that bypass the Shadow Dance in these fights as well. So really tough Slark game.
Yeah, tough, and you saw those stats kind of come up for a second. It's like they've got a similar amount of last hits, but still, Sniper's beating his GPM by about 120. So he's getting a lot more gold out of the map right now, and a lot more gold out of the fights that they've been taking, and the aggression has been on. I believe he's got a full Mjolnir. Yeah, that, oh boy. That ain't fun.
Oh.
Not in the slightest. Bottom lane, Blessed Kid, he'll fall. Warden gets the kill. Ush helping out and still working on that Gleipnir.
Nope.
He's kind of becoming this carry, or trying to. They've got Searing Chains onto the Sniper, but RRL, now he's in a bad way. He doesn't have a Remnant to leave on this just yet. They've got the Warden coming over. He does have a Blink Dagger, but the follow-up isn't exactly there anyway, so they're not even going to jump for this.
And there. This poor CM has just been absolute food this game for Eternity, but a big find on the Batrider bottom. I guess the BK. So after he died, he had the BKB. Maybe before that, it was still on cooldown, but perhaps also just thought he couldn't get away, and kills like that. I think that's one way Ant can play this game. It's just, we're going to split push a bit with Nature's Prophet, and they're going to have to split up to defend this, and that's where we use NP, Ember, Slark to, basically punish them for being split off by playing a game of let's just pick them off. Whoa.
Hook shot? Snowball in, and they get the kill, but that was interesting.
Yep.
Worth the tips. Yep, definitely.
Yep. Good to see them having some fun. That seems like they're probably all laughing if they're tipping there.
Hopefully he's laughing too. So, laughing with him, not at him.
Yeah, exactly.
This Clockwork, by the way, Moonlight has Orchid. They're going to still be able to kill Moonlight, but having this Orchid is an interesting build for Clockwork. They're going to go and get the Freezing Field down, but the Snowball's going to extend the inevitable death that comes through for this Tusk. Iratus dying to Ush.
It's a great Orchid game. So many, Ember being the obvious hero that Orchid's just amazing against, and usually you think, okay, you're playing against Orchid as Ember, you'll get that, BKB or Yule Scepter, but you don't really usually itemize as Ember for the supports. You're looking at what the cores are doing, and here's like Sniper. BKB doesn't help against. Batrider Enigma doesn't help against. So you don't really want to go BKB this game. You see RL doesn't even have it queued up at this point. So if anything, what's probably going to happen is the Clockwork just becomes like a higher priority target. Like, we need to kill this guy because we can't just let him be using Orchid on our Ember, and RL just dies because of it. So a great item to have for him, for Nature's Prophet. None of these heroes have BKB. So Orchid has a ton of value this game.
I guess the question is, how long is the value going to last? They go to the Midnight Pulse. They've got the Flame Break to push back the Warden into the Midnight Pulse again. And, well, snowball forward. They still don't have the kill onto the Tiny just yet, but they'll finally finish him off, and they find themselves the Frostbite onto the Tusk. Blessed Kid going deep for Feeling. Walrus Punch. RRL in some trouble. Malphus hits him. He's going to have to back away, but right into the hands of Blessed Kid. So RRL, well, hit with the lasso, controlled, killed, and gone. 3 dead.
This game's a bit sloppy on both sides, but definitely on the Ant side more so. And RGS is going to be careful. A black hole coming his way.
Oh, Skyward!
They're chasing. They still want it.
Yeah, they really
Can he hit the hook shot? No.
Oh boy.
They're still looking. Ooh, swing and a miss. I like the try.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so you might as well throw a hook shot out there.
No.
Sark's slowly finding some farm, and a kill on Blessed Kid here could be very important. It's got another pounce in a second, but with that Rod of Atos, they have the control. They'll get the kill. It's onto the Batrider, and Argus now has 7 in the permanent agility with the Cessna Shift.
Yeah, that's like that. It's the same. It happened twice now, where they win a fight with his BKB, and then he's like, I'm just going to TP someone to farm, and the second he does, he dies. Like, Ant are just like, okay, this guy's got no BKB. I'm just going to TP on him and root him.
Looks like they're going to fight over mid. They go to the Gleipnir. They get the kill in a Moonlight. Now they'll look over at Eretest, but he's able to get the snowball off. Up towards the top end of this. Skyward goes to the black hole. It's going to be on a Ush, but on the back lines, they've got their hands on a Karawa. They should be able to get the kill on the Sniper. That's going to be a 10 times kill streak gone out of his hands. Over to the Slark. Toss up into the air. That's out of the Tusk. They get the kill on Skyward. They'll take out Eretest. That's going to be a full team wipe for another NA team.
Wow. And that's the thing. That's where we saw those odds. Like, they were still kind of favoring Ant. Like, you know, people behind the odds know, like, okay, Ant's just a team that will find an opening and take advantage of it. And in this case, it was they lose a fight. Then suddenly Batrider's farming in a side lane without BKB. He gets picked off. And they're like, okay. And then also they knew Enigma had TP top. So they see Heroes mid. They're like, okay, we run at them too. They're just taking advantage of Eternity's cooldowns. Like, okay, no BKB, we get this kill. Now they're down numbers. We're going to rotate on mid. You can see here on the mini-map on the replay, Enigma was top. They knew Enigma was top pushing with Eidolon, so they can make this aggressive play. By the time the Enigma shows up with the black hole, the fight's already kind of lost because it's a 5v3. So Sniper just can't really win even with a black hole coming out there in a 5v3 scenario.
It's also now 1,000 gold going to the Slark. He gets the kill. The godlike spree is gone. And Sark just went from 11k when they were fighting the Batrider bottom to almost 15,000 net worth in the jump of a second. Like, that is so much gold going his way. Look at the net worth discrepancy now. It's in favor of Ant. So, like, that's insane.
There's the big turnaround, and think of your turn, you're thinking, okay, we no need to rush things. You know, we've got late game Sniper Enigma like this. Not even heroes like Batrider. Like, you know, they're until there's Lincoln Spheres and stuff up. Like Blink, BKB Lasso is just like an insta catch on almost any dire hero here. So
pounce in. They found Carl again. BKB, the Essence Shift is starting to stack up. Here comes Ush onto the back lines. They just rip apart the Sniper. He's not safe anywhere. Gleipnir on a 2, Lasso on a Ush. Ush is going to be pulled away into the Midnight Pulse, but they get the kill on Eretest, so they're unable to get the kill on a Ush. He's on the run with Skyward going to the BKB. Sleight of Fist, no lockdown. BKB still rolling, goes to the Malphus, blinks up onto the high ground, but Warden's going to force staff himself forward, waiting to get an avalanche onto the Enigma. Ush even TPing into the middle of the base. They get the buyback coming up from Eretest as well as Moonlight. Gleipnir thrown out. They've got 2 buybacks already, so if they can leave with their lives, that's well worth it. Warden's going to need to try and TP out of this one as they get the kill on Ush, so that feels pretty bad when you've gone in this far as fueling 4 staffs past the tier 2 tower, but Blessed Kid, Firefly has Blink in a second, pounce back in, and they're going to go for this Tusk once more. Shards to block him off, but the second pounce is going to be onto the Clockwork. They've got the Snowball. Who's it going after? It's actually after the Creep, so it's not going to be after Argus, so they won't be towards the Dire side. Hook shot, Gleipnir, there's the control. They get the kill on a Moonlight, onto the back lines to kill off Skyward, and all of a sudden, Ant, from running past tier 4s and back out of the base, they get a couple more kills.
Yeah. they actually handled the buybacks really well there. Like, I'm like, okay, this is getting too deep. You know, the reason they want to dive there is their Slark had like plus 70 agi. Now he's at plus 200 agi. He's stealing 192 agi with 12 perma agi. Like, when your Slark gets that much agi, you know RG's just saying, go, 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 go. Like, I'm the strongest person. Like, you cannot get stronger than this as a Slark. So he's probably yelling at his team, like, we're diving tier 4s. And it's actually an okay call to dive tier 4s when you have that much agi stolen. The problem is when they buy back, you got to be careful. You got to back off because things like an Orchid on your Slark when he doesn't have ulti can punish him. But they did a great job backing off, waiting for Eternity to overextend, even though they lost Ush, and then they re-engaged because Slark still had like 60, 70, 80 agi there to fight with.
And they want even more. They've got this Ags, the Wrath of Nature with the Root. They've got the control to get the kill in the arrow test. The BKB is going to be popped by Karla, but now they've got the Black Hole. It's out of the Slark. Slark, though, safe for now. Goes after Skyward. BKB is going to be popped by Skyward. That's not going to be able to save the Sniper. So they get the kill there on the Karla. They'll look over Blessed Kid as well as Skyward, who are on the run back behind the tier 2 tower. They've got Moonlight TPing in, but it's not going to be in time as they get another kill. Argus with his own triple kill and his own godlike spree.
This diving in, kill, kill, kill there. Not giving Eternity time to reset. And that's the biggest thing I think Eternity are messing up here is they're just not
Avalanche.
like having a structured team fight.
Pounce, Leash, Force Staff out of the cogs. They've got the Gleipnir. They have continued control. These cogs are going to run out in a moment. Hook shot over on a 2. And Moonlight will eventually fall to Ush. Full team wipe again. Yeah.
That's multiple buybacks. No one has a buyback now. I think 2 of those heroes bought back previously. At least the supports did. They'll go high ground here with a Slark who's just going to shred through some buildings with 100 plus stolen agi. So this may just, you know, it's going to be a lane of racks potentially. They may be worried about some of these respawns, but with no Black Hole, I think they just keep going. And yeah, we just haven't seen Eternity have a team fight where there's 5 alive in like, I don't know, 10 minutes it feels like. Ever since that moment where Batrider got picked off bottom lane and then they lost that fight mid at the tier 1 tower, we haven't seen a 5-man Eternity team fight around their like spells like Black Hole.
Yeah, it's just been constant fighting and not good outcomes for Eternity.
Yeah. Constant fighting against a Slark who's just permanently had all this stolen agi. Like, you got to reset. You got to set him back to 0.
He had 1 permanent stolen agility at like 20 minutes into the game, 22 minutes into the game, and now he's got 16. Like, the fights have been constant, and the fights have been victorious for another NAT and like throughout the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. And like that, and towards the end of that last fight, that was a good Black Hole. You caught the Slark there. The Nature's Prophet, I think, kind of got clipped on the edge as well. The problem was the Sniper was already so low because he'd been jumped on. So he was at like 10% health. There was no damage going into the Black Hole. Maybe Karwa should have just turned and fight knowing he was going to die regardless and do as much damage as he can. But it's just the disjointed team fights and the kind of pub-like feel to this game. Like, this Slark is just playing a pub game right now, running around, getting kill, 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 and having an amazing time. This is the perfect hero for these disjointed, chaotic games.
Pounce away. Argus, he's still surviving. Like, another NA team thriving in chaos is what you're getting at. And
Yep.
I'm a big fan of chaos. It's what I play in my Magic the Gathering EDH decks. All chaos all the time. But it's always fun to watch when it's in Dota and you see that Hex being pointed out to us. It's Gleipnir and Hex. Those are some expensive items for us. Ags, Gleipnir, Hex. Talk about an expensive inventory.
Yeah. And everything just like, let's control and address this Sniper. Like, I kind of like that none of their cores are going BKB. It's just not a good BKB game. I think, well, Slark, oh no, he did. Yeah, he had one queued up, but he actually didn't end up buying it, so.
Hook shot away, but not far enough away. Second hit bash, that works out. RL, he wants to steal a couple of kills here. Argus is on a beyond godlike spree, so RL might as well take one.
Yeah, Slark doesn't mind as long as he gets his perma agi.
Just give me the agi and you can take whatever you want. It's okay. Looking at Ush, he got that Sprout Leashes that was pointed out just a second ago. That is... I'm going to make one actual guess towards the patch next patch, and that's going to be either a 25 talent or gone completely.
On which one, sorry?
The Sprout Leashes.
Oh, yeah.
That feels super broken.
Yeah, or it needs to, like, I don't know, not pierce magic immunity or something. I don't know.
I feel like you can at 25, but not at 20.
Yeah, exactly. The fact it's a 20 talent doing that's kind of insane. Mid lane.
Yeah, they've found themselves Erates, RL with another kill.
Yep.
He is starting to get a couple of kills in a row, and he's going into an Ags. BKBs, that's for losers, because they're all foregoing it on the side of another NA team.
It's great. It's good. I think it's smart. Like at various times, at least I remember seeing Slark had one queued up, and I think they as a team probably discussed like, this is not a BKB game. Like, we're playing against Enigma. It's not going to do anything. Batrider, BKB Lasso, like, you're better up buying a Lincoln Sphere or something. But even that, Lincoln doesn't help versus Black Hole, so they're able to all itemize in these other directions as a result.
So Aegis runs out, but they've got the Avalanche tossing a Karla, and throwing a tree his direction won't do the damage. Not enough of a jump there. He's trying to go into a Shadow Blade. His game slowed down significantly because he had this Mjolnir pretty quickly.
Yep. It really did. Like, he got that huge streak where it was godlike after starting the game 0 and 2, and since then, they've just done a better job of getting on top of him.
Top lane chases on for Bless Kid, and, well, he'll go to the lasso, but that's going to be in vain, it seems. But they'll jump beam, Black Hole on a 3. Maybe it's not going to be in vain. Karla's starting to output some damage. They get the kill to RL. They're going to have the hook shot on a 2. But here he comes back into the fight with the Remnant over. Karla's going to be low. They'll get the kill to Ush. They'll take out Bless Kid. Feeling with the freezing field over to the side. He's not going to get anything, but they get the kill to Eratus. They'll take out the Tusk. Skyward falls. Down goes Karla. 4 heroes dead as RL's got himself an ultra kill, and Argus swipes away the Rampage. It's still a full team wipe, though, and 3 of these heroes don't have buyback.
Yeah, just great job of playing around the Black Hole. They were never really grouping up to give that, big multi-hero hole. Ember especially jumping the backlines, and I think it feels like Ant really made like a team decision there. Like, okay, RL's like, I'm going to jump the back line, Slark, you just hit people in the front lines, get your agi. Like, they have to go on different targets so that they don't group up for a Black Hole.
This buyback, Abyssal, no, Bless Kid.
Oh, man. This is the same story as last time. Eternity get off to a good start. They did it another game with Sniper as well, but then things just kind of fall apart in the mid game. Argus back in.
Yeah, he's back in. He wants these kills.
No. Luckily, the shard helps keep him alive.
Yeah.
They didn't actually get racks. They were diving for kills, so they kind of
shot.
Yeah.
They tossed Argus away, but the Cog's in a decent spot. They've got the Sags. They have the silence. Yule's up into the air. You got to remember, RL bought back just a moment ago. Ooh, Remnant over to the side. They get the kill in the Moonlight as well as Erates. They'll find the Abyssal Blade. It's on a Karla, and he bought back too. So this is going to be a big issue when he's dead for 2 minutes. Skyward, Malefice, blink back. He's all that's left to defend the base.
Yeah, now they'll get racks and probably multiple lanes here with so many dead. It's like, they do need creeps. Hold on. Gotta wait for the creep wave. We'll be 2 heroes alive if Clockwork wants to buy back, or they'll just have to wait it out. But yeah, this will be at least 1 lane. Looks like probably 2 lanes of racks here with mid lane unprotected as well. But no GG yet.
Pounce towards the racks. Should be pretty simple. 2 sets. Do they go for the tier 4s? They're starting on it.
Nope. Got the bongos. CM is popping the drums. Let's just hit. Glyph being forced out. They know that, like, whenever they've done a really good job this game just playing around. I mentioned, like, the cooldowns, the Black Hole, but even things like the BKB cooldown on the Batrider. They're picking and choosing their fights in a way where anytime a key spell or item isn't up, they want to take a fight. So
they're going to smoke, but...
Yep. Yeah, Black Hole's back up, but Ant seem well aware of this, and they're maybe just resetting to wait for Roshan, which would be the correct, smart decision to make.
And it's the correct one. Whether or not it's entirely needed is definitely in the eye of the beholder.
Especially with Sniper dead, I think they could have stuck around, but once Sniper's alive, yeah, I think the correct one. It's probably, it's needed at that point. Like, I don't think you want to be trying to end the game into, potential Black Hole plus Sniper sitting in Fountain just right-clicking away.
So, giving some breathing room to Eternity. Willingly, not forcefully.
There's nothing, like, too scary coming out. Like, if, Enigma's close to, like, a BKB or something for the Black Hole, like, or close to a Refresher, like, yeah, maybe you'd be like, okay, we should go now, but...
Oh, boy. That's a pounce. That's a leash. That's an abyssal, and that would have been pretty sick, but just misses the timing.
Yeah. Tuss was quick on his blink. That was a fun little attempt there.
Ooh. Okay, lasso, black hole. Can they get the kill onto the Slark?
Can they kill Slark?
Damage. Is it going to be enough? He goes to the Lotus Orb.
No.
Argus is going to start to hate away. They've got an Avalanche on a 3 as well as the Gleipnir coming in from Ush. Over to the side, though, they've got the Walrus Punch. They get the kill on a Bless Kid as well as Skyward. Snowball over to RRL, but Moonlight's already dead. GG's already called, but the rest of the team is still going to die. So game 1 going to another NA team. And after what was a good start for Eternity, the ants are strong, and ants together strong enough.